All right, hello. Test, check. Sybilis, check. Hey, everybody, this is Testing the Equipment in the Kitchen edition. Yes, in the kitchen. We're at home. We're at my casa on Central Street here, and I just want to hop on and talk about. Well, we were supposed to have a podcast today from the restaurant, and things just didn't work out. But it's just fine. So I just want to come on because there are just some things that are rolling around in my head I want to get out. So this is my therapy, but also just to ask you guys. Thanksgiving was yesterday. Of course, the question is, what are you thankful for? What are you thankful for? Blah blah blah. Well, I mean, we'll get into that. I'll get into that. You guys will just have to listen, unfortunately. But you know what? I have to say that as far as Thanksgiving goes, each and every one of us, we all have things that we are thankful for. And they could be big, small, whatever. This is going to sound really kind of asinine, but truth be told, I'm thankful, obviously, for my staff. I know it sounds kind of lame and kind of, cliche, whatever, but no, it's the truth. It's the honest to God's truth. My staff, my God, my coworkers. How about that instead of my staff? My coworkers. I mean, they make that job what it is. They make it fun. They make it wanting to go into work and do things and get it done. Push yourself a little farther, a little harder. Because is it always great? No, it's a nightmare once in a while. These stuff you have to deal with and everything. But I mean, overall, we have a great staff. My co-managers, the front of the house, back of the house, great. So lucky to have these people working together, and I think that gets kind of lost on some others. Like, we don't know how lucky we have it. And this hit me last night when I'm at my sister's house for dinner. Everyone's asking me, "Oh, how's work?" Blah blah blah, and I'm like, and it dawned on me, like, man, some restaurants are hurting for staff, or it's just not. You read how the service isn't great, whatever. We're so fortunate to have such a wonderful staff that actually has fun, has good energy, a good vibe. They care, and they want to do a good job. It's amazing. Again, front of the house and back of the house. The guys in the back, they bust their ass cooking great food, putting up with a bunch of shit, and they still get it done. I mean, the kitchen is fucking so clean. It's great. So lucky. And that's the obvious thing, but it's the truth. I am so fortunate and so lucky and thankful that we have this crew. And going back, you go from today and go back to 2019 when we first opened. Everybody that's worked in that place, not everybody. Okay. Majority, I mean, wonderful. I texted some people yesterday that, old employees, because I just miss them, and they were great, and they had a huge impact on creating the environment in that restaurant, and laying the foundation for the way things should be done, expectations, and this is how you do it. And I just, I texted them that I was thankful for them and everything that they did in the early days, and so forth and so on. A lot of them are in college and have real jobs and other things like that. So that was really cool. On the other hand of that, my current people, my bar manager, Tiffany, is fucking amazing. I mean, just amazing. She, and I don't know. I'm just assuming, but the impression, the feeling, the vibe, the energy. She cares so much. Like this, she is just like so involved. She so wants this to work so bad, and she does such a great job, you guys. And she just wants to keep improving and doing better and better and better. And you know, I don't tell her enough. I don't think she doesn't get the accolades she deserves. She doesn't get the props. You know, whether it's, you know, a bonus money wise or it's just a pat on the back, a high five, whatever. You know, she busts her ass and she does a great freaking job. The other manager, Tara, is, you know, she gets pummeled with like admin. I'll say admin work. There's stuff she gets thrown at her constantly that she has to do and deal with on a constant basis, and that's a mental drain right there. But she does a great job, and she always has a smile on her face and is happy and is upbeat and friendly and lively. I mean, and that is contagious. The staff feels that. They love it. They love coming in there. She's dancing around. The music's going off. We're having a good time, and that's what's fantastic. Very few places are like that. So, yay, us. Yay, props stacked and folded. On the other side, stupid stuff I'm thankful for, like my bed. I come home at night, and I'm not lying. I literally thank my bed. I'll tap it and go, thank you so much. I'll tap my pillows because I have like way too many pillows on my bed. Just, it's comfortable. Just you lay down, you're like, oh my God, thank you that you're here. Thank you. I do appreciate you're taking my body now on top of you. And oh my God, and you can sleep and go to bed. You know, it's little things like I am so appreciative that I'm able to sit here and talk to you guys on a podcast and have a cold beer. And I'm going to be cooking some steaks. I'm so appreciative of that. I'm so lucky. The other side of that is there's so many people that aren't able to have this and feel this and go through this. There's some people that have their mental issues have hold them back, don't allow them to enjoy just little mundane things maybe you and I take for granted. And that bugs me. That bugs hard because it's just like, especially people that there are people I work with that just, they can't break through this little, their mental things that happen. It's like, God, I want to help. I'm not a therapist, but just talk to me. Let me talk to me. Get it off your chest. Let me hear it, what it is. Been around for 63 years, and I've worked in this business since I was 16. Worked for numerous companies, corporations, and mom and pops. Been every which way, traveled around, opened a bunch of restaurants for one company, worked in huge high volume places, like huge volume, worked in small places. I mean, I every angle I know. So, but the whole bottom line of every single business that I've ever worked in, it comes down to people and taking care of the people, taking care of you, so you can take care of our guests, whether it's the cooks or the bartenders or the servers, the hosts, expos. They have to be taken care of so they can do their job and feel comfortable and want to, they want to come into work. They want to come into work. So we have to create this wonderful atmosphere, which I think we do. We do a great job of that. We do a really good job of that. So, yeah, dinner with my sisters last night. Well, so let's talk about that. Love my sister to death. Love her. My big sister, 2 years older than me. And, every time, it was made obvious last night, after we've had a couple bottles of wine and, you start talking, she was really not angry at me, but she's really disappointed, I guess, in me because I have kind of just pulled away from her life and I'm not involved in her life as much as she would like me to be. And I totally understand that. And she made a great point, and I'm like, okay, I will change this. I will be a more part of your life. She was hurt. And she started crying. She's like, I miss you, and I miss having you around, talking to you. And I'm like, oh my God. So my perspective, my sister has two daughters. One of them has a child, and she's married. She married a man who has three kids, and two of those kids have children. It's just the family is growing and getting bigger, and it's amazing to see my sister with these youngsters, these babies, because her face lights up. Literally, she just is glowing. She loves this. She misses motherhood. I wasn't here when she raised her kids. I was in California. She was here pretty much, by herself because my parents were also in California. She was here raising two daughters on her own. But you could tell when she's she just loves these children, and she loves being a mom, now a grandma. And so I always thought, she's got a very successful, very busy business of her own. And now she in the family, and she's traveling a lot. So I'm like, so I just didn't think that I really needed to be bugging her or being involved. Apparently, obviously, I was wrong, very wrong. And I had no idea. So, again, communication there. I'm glad she brought that up because I had no idea, and she communicated it to me, so I will fix that. God, that was brutal. I had no idea. Seriously, I had no idea. And I don't want her to feel like shit like that again. She's a great cook. Her food is amazing. Like, every time, it's amazing. She always has me over for my birthday and Thanksgiving, and if they're here for Christmas and Christmas. They're not going to be here this year for Christmas, and that's fine. Which leads me to the next point. There are people that don't get to go to a family for Thanksgiving, or there are people that don't even have friends, so they don't have their Friendsgiving. They're by themselves. Have any of you ever been alone on Thanksgiving? Or Christmas, but Thanksgiving, since that just happened yesterday. Nobody else around. And how did you deal with that? How did you feel? Were you depressed? Were you forlorn? And just, woe's me, my life sucks kind of thing? Or you made the best of it? Hey, this is it, and I'm going to make some food for myself. Maybe I'll go out and go to the movies or do something, or... it's either or. You can make a good thing out of it, or you can sit there and fester and wallow in the negativity. I don't know. I know a lot of people get very depressed, and even with Friendsgiving, they get depressed because it's like, oh, my family, I miss my family. Family's a powerful thing. So are friends. Friends are a very powerful thing. And, quick story, I'll never forget this. I was opening a restaurant in Kansas City, and it was over Thanksgiving. So, God bless the our owners, managers, whatever, because we were on the training team and we're in Kansas City, and it was nearing the end of the opening. Pretty much everybody was out except for like maybe 8 of us. I think were still there. Maybe 10 of us were still there. The training team was usually like 50. It could be up to 75 people. Huge. So I think there was 8 of us there, 6. And they had us up in apartments and stuff like that. And we got a message, hey, why don't you guys come in on Thanksgiving? We got a surprise for you. Okay, well, we all go in. We're all depressed because we're not with our families or friends. It's just us at a restaurant in the middle of, in Kansas City. They made us a full turkey dinner. Like everything, everything you can think of, bird and the fixins, stuffing, green beans, everything, full on. And they were like, okay, so they were always this company. Rusty Pelican was always very good at expressing their appreciation for hard work. So they were like, okay, and once you're done with this, what you eat and whatever, there's a couple limos outside. And we're going to take you downtown to a place called the Plaza, which if any of you are from Kansas City or have been to Kansas City on Thanksgiving, the Plaza is like a huge deal, So we're like, okay, whatever, this sucks, about everyone's still kind of depressed, had some wine, everything. So we get in the limos, we go downtown, there's alcohol in there and everything. We get down there and the place is fucking packed, sardines, like you couldn't muscle in there. And the Plaza, if any of you don't know, It's pretty much an outdoor mall. There's stores, restaurants, shops, and it's huge. And there is a center downtown area for the plaza, and this place was packed. There's a fountain there, and the one person who was kind of like spearheading this, who was from Kansas City, said, "You guys grab each other's hands, hang on, and wait." And we're sitting there, and there was all of a sudden there's a countdown: 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and all of a sudden every light went out, pitch black. You're outside, by the way. It was like 20 degrees, freezing cold, snow, little snow flurries coming down. Lights go out. And we're like, what the fuck? We're like, what the hell's going on? And you hear, it was deathly silent, not a word. And there must have been, I don't know, 10,000. I mean, I don't know. It was packed. And there wasn't, nothing. And all of a sudden, you hear a countdown. You see this big thing, 3, 2, 1 the other way. Boom. All these lights just all of a sudden come on. The trees, the buildings, on the ground, all these Christmas lights just explode on. And everybody erupts. And this huge thing. Yeah, and Christmas carols start playing. And literally, there's snow coming down. I mean, this is like right out of a freaking movie, you guys. Snow is coming down, and everyone's singing, cheering, and they start doing Christmas carols, da, 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 and you're singing with everybody, and then they start passing bottles around, so you're singing with strangers, and you're passing bottles with each other, you're hugging each other. It's like, oh my God, this is one of the greatest things ever. It was incredible. And we hung out there for a couple hours and just enjoyed it. It was like amazing. It was such an amazing thing. I'll never forget it because it was just like, what the fuck are we doing? And then boom, the lights come on, and you're like, what? Like, lights everywhere. Santa came, and with the reindeer and the elves and Mrs. Claus, and it was so perfect, so cool. All of our, and then we get in the limos and they take us back to our places. We had the next day off. They you don't have to work the next day. It was great. But, we went to work the day after that, and we're, all fired up, this is fantastic. You guys, thank you so much. You felt loved. You felt loved. That was somebody else giving to us, whereas, we were very fortunate for that. But, again, back to what I was saying, when you're by yourself, you got to kind of create your own love and make yourself feel good and lift yourself up out of that kind of doldrum if you're in that. So I don't know. I hope everybody had a great day yesterday. I really do. I hope if you were with your family and you told me you loved them, you gave them a hug, and you appreciated what you had. And then if you're with friends, same thing. You can be with friends, whether superficial friends or just a gathering because you don't want to be alone. Just appreciate the moment. I'm just a firm believer that, and I'm old, but I'm just a firm believer that, what we create our own destiny, we create what it is we have. And you can point fingers at other people and there are things like outside sources that are making things not work well. But you got to look at yourself first and realize, I'm in control. It's my life. I'm totally happy just sitting here, not doing a goddamn thing, but having a beer and talking on a podcast because that's fine. That's cool. I'm happy. Or whatever. Whatever floats your boat. Okay, so testing the equipment in the kitchen. That's where we are. In the kitchen, ladies and gentlemen, at my house. And I hope everybody had a great day yesterday. Great weekend coming up. We will start getting the podcast more and more. I set up all I put all the equipment out. I set it all up on a table like normal. If you've seen the pictures of the way it is, and I'm just leaving it there. Sorry. That is it. It's going to stay there because you know what? God damn it. People walk in and they go, oh, hey, what's that? You guys have a podcast? Wait, what? Where can I find that? I am not shitting you. It's happened at least 5 times in the last couple days. People walk. So the thing that has to happen is we need to get more Stacked and Folded off the menu podcast up and going, because that's really what it was for. It was to promote the business and get the business going, not just to test the equipment where we go on and we just air our grievances and talk about shit that, some people might find it entertaining, probably not. Some people might grab something out of it, probably not. But hey, it could be fun. There's a million gazillion podcasts out there. What are the chances someone's going to land on this and go, wow, this is riveting stuff. This is incredible. This is just incredible stuff. I have to listen to more. I need more testing the equipment. Probably not. Whereas Stacked and Folded off the menu, that would be actually very interesting, because that is talking about the restaurant business, the restaurant industry, behind the scenes, things that we do, people that we deal with, and stuff like that. Stuff like, especially with the city and their amendments with minimum wages and paid time off, things like that. And we could actually have people from the city come and talk. We could actually have some of the Northwestern players, sports players, come in and talk because they love us. But that's the restaurant part of it. This is a different thing. This is personal. This is people talking about their lives, as you know, and their experiences and things they're going through. And it's great. I think it's wonderful. I love going back. When I went to California, I listened to like 3 podcasts on the plane because it was just like, this is good. Pretty good. Not bad. Not bad stuff. Okay. The link, if you guys have any ideas, please help. Please. Won't you please help? Pick up the phone and dial. No. If you have any ideas or suggestions, hey, maybe you want to be on the show. You can call in. You know that, right? We can patch you in via Bluetooth on your phone, and we can do that. We've done that with Maeve. Hannah Schoen was supposed to be patched in on our last podcast, but she didn't do it. Hannah, why couldn't you do it? I know you're here now. It's Thanksgiving. You're here now with your family, and yet I hear crickets. Crickets, because you are amazing. Anyway, all right, guys. Have a great rest of your day today. I appreciate it if you listen to this. Thank you so much. And, Stacked and Folded, off the menu. We need more of those. This is Testing the Equipment in the Kitchen. Subtitle, In the Kitchen, ladies and gentlemen. And, yeah, I'll say it again. I'm very thankful for my staff, my job where I work, and everybody in my life right now. Go to hell. No! I'm kidding. That'd be so easy to do. Sarcasm. Some people just can't stomach sarcasm. It's amazing to me. All right, guys. Thanks. Have a great night. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon. Adios. Yeah.